Good morning, students. Let's continue our chapter, an elementary school classroom in a slum. This is totally about the children sitting in the classroom situated in a slum area, and we are discussing about their very poor and miserable condition. And really they are living a life that is not hygienic, they are malnourished, they are not getting proper nourishment, they are not getting proper hygienic food for them. How could they be able to get the proper education? So let's continue, student, and concentrate here at the very first line. All of their time and space are foggy slum. All of their time and space are foggy slum. It means the children who are sitting inside the classroom of a slum area, they are living there, and the whole life they have to spend in that area that is foggy. Foggy slum means full of dust, full of pollution, full of garbage. No any type of facilities are there. The environment, the surroundings are totally full of dust and pollution. So they have to spend all their time in the foggy and polluted slums. So blot their map with slum as we guess doom. What is the mean that the doom? That is the day of destruction or the ruin. It means we could also say that doom, it means to say the end of the world, the last day of the world. So they have to be lived their whole life in these slum areas. The last day of the world. They have to be lived there because there is no one who could probably help them properly, so they can come out from this situation and live a very good and prosperous life, and they can really test their fortune and achieve anything. Unless governor, inspector, visitor. So many people usually come to visit great schools, such as the great people, the VIPs, VVIPs, and governor, inspectors, visitors. So many visitors belong to the different post and place, respectable people. This map become their window, but the visit of these people have made no difference in the life of these children. They are still living there, they are still facing all the problems and miserable lives. And the map we have already discussed that the world map that is appear on the wall of the classroom is meaning nothing for them, and their windows are still their map. Their windows is still a world map for them, because only the window is the resource to look out from there, and there is no other space. Then they can be look out there and they can all think about their better future. That shut upon their lives like catacombs. Catacombs like a basement, a graveyard. It's a type of graveyard where dead bodies are graved. How poor they are. Graveyard. Their life is compared to the people who are dead, such as the dead people are buried in graves. So same here, these people living in slum areas, actually according to poet, we cannot say that they are living in actual manner, because they are not able to enjoy the real meaning of life. Their life is actually like the people who are buried under the graves. Break, oh break, open till they break the town. Student, first of all, I have to discuss this word catacomb. I should say that there is a metaphor as well as a touch of hyperbole. Because the slum areas compared to catacombs, and hyperbole, the poet is little bit is hyper to compare the people of the slum area and their life with catacomb. Break, oh break, open till they break the town. What break? Break all the restriction, all the wall, all the kind of rules and regulation made by so-called the sophisticated society, who can just stop these children to live a civilized life and show the children to green field. First of all, it is very important, before giving them any kind of education, it is very important to provide them a very healthy atmosphere, good surrounding, pollution-free surroundings, green field, and make their world. It means to say they should make their world with prosperous ground, full of greenery, full of better life, clear sky, red azure on gold sand, Children is youth. Let them run freely. Run freely on the gold sand. Gold, the sand that is full of smell, beautiful smell, the pure sand that is they will not have any kind of pollution, garbage, etc. Let their tongue run naked. Let their tongue run naked into books, the white and grief sleeves open. History dear, whose language is the sun. If these children would provided so all the type of resources, they will be able to make their own history. But before giving them any kind of elementary education, it is very important to provide them a proper living condition. So they must be very healthy, and their brain will work properly if they would get proper nutritional food, proper calories, whatever they require for their life. And most of them, it is very important to provide a good environment, a healthy environment, the clear sky, the pollution free atmosphere, and all the social prosperity they deserve for that. And after, when they will able to get everything, then automatically they will able to learn, to concentrate towards their studies, and they will be able to make their own history that will full of enlightenment, full of light of the sun. As the sun rises and spread the rays of sun and make all the world full of light. Same here, these children will be able to spread their light of education everywhere. But it's up to us that we should provide them a chance to prove their talent, a chance to prove their ability, so they could be able to achieve their goal and to fulfill their dreams. So here the poet Stephen Spender really depicted his thoughts, his idea in a very, very, very effective manner. And what he wants, it's clear here, he wants a beautiful atmosphere, a prosperous social life, and the same behavior of the common people towards the children who are living in slum area. We should not think them that they are deprived from the society, but just try to make them the part of our society. That will be a good thing for the poet that he wants for the children of the slum area. So student, the children who are living here, and some important questions we are discussing from the very first extract of the poem, that is, far far from the gusty waves children faces. First question is, who are these children? The children who are living in slums. What does the poet mean by the gusty wave? Gusty, the energetic, the strong waves, such as the children of a small age, basically they have very strong and energetic waves, very energetic thoughts, but the children sitting inside the classroom in a slum area, they are not looking so. What has possibly weighed down the tall girl's head? Why she is sitting there to down his head? The tall girl had possibly been weighed down by being burdened with sad thought about her misfortune, which is making her feel depressed, because she is living a life that is full of so much miserable conditions. Identify the figure of speech in these lines. First of all, the word is simile, that is like rootless weed. We have already discussed that, like rootless weed. And the next one is far far from. This alliteration, because F, the single letter is repeating again and again. That alliteration is also here. The next extract is the stunted unlucky year of twisted bones reciting a father-in-law disease. To dash dash, squirrels game in the tree room other than this. Who is the unlucky year? Here the unlucky, the student sitting inside the slum school in the call unlucky year. What has he inherited? He has inherited the arthritis of his father. As a result, his growth remains stunted. All the disease related to the bone. Who is sitting at the back of the dim class? A sweet young boy is sitting at the back of the dim class. He is daydreaming of squirrel playing in the tree. What quality of unlucky year is depicted in statue? The unlucky year is depicted with twisted bone, which he has inherited from his father, who suffers from arthritis. Student, there are many more questions related to this poem that will be discussed in our next video. Till then, you have to revise every single line of the poem very carefully. It's very important for your exams also. So we will meet again in the next video. Thank you so much.